welcome to yet another episode of Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. I'm Justine Marino.
I'm Daniel Webb. Hi.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. Nailed it.
We're here. We're breaking down 90210, Season 1, Episode 12, cleverly entitled One Man and a Baby. They are keeping that like very on the nose.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
no
it is.
questions.
No questions.
No mystery.
This is what it is. It's like Cocaine Bear. You know that movie Cocaine Bear? It's
Yes,
like we
I
want to
do.
tell you exactly what it is in the title.
Yeah, you'll know exactly what you're walking into.
This episode, I feel Brandon is really hitting his fashion stride. It is nonstop Canadian tuxedos for him.
There, like I said before, there was a very denim thing about him. It was very jeans and t-shirt. Dylan has the same vibe going on, but I think the classic like Jason Priestley look was that.
Yes,
because it harkened back to they kind of made him like a greaser, or like 50s.
Yes,
not James Dean, but 50s look.
Yes, he had the white t-shirt.
That
and then
part, because he was in that. He was the lone movie star. Well, wait, what movie was Luke Perry in? Buffy, right?
He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
But what year was that?
That was 92.
And Dreamgirls?
Calendar Girl.
Which
Girls
one was first?
I think Buffy.
Okay, but for some reason Jason Priestley read as the movie star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, to me Shannon always, I mean, she's a woman, so it probably doesn't count back then. But Brandon was still number 1 on the call sheet.
Yeah.
But she had done Heathers, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Little House on the Prairie, and still was second on the call sheet.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
So to me, and that was all before 90210.
Yeah.
You know, it's cute. Tori had seen her in Heathers and was like, Dad, you should put her in the show.
Oh, really?
Isn't that cute?
Oh, that's sweet.
And then allegedly, Tori had her.
Got her fired. Oh, no.
Allegedly. Okay, so we
opened. Oh, my
opened.
God. Yes, he is in Tombstone.
Oh, yes. Oh, he's in Tombstone.
Yes.
I need to watch Tombstone. Okay, so I'll give it. He was clearly more of the movie star than.
At that time.
Luke.
Oh.
I'm surprised Luke didn't do more movies.
I mean, I think it was like an actor.
Yeah.
But you couldn't separate. They were such strong personalities in the 90s.
good.
It was like they were those characters.
Yeah.
I mean, like convincing actors, but it was like that's what they were. They were labeled 90210.
Absolutely.
So try to get an audience to believe that they're anything else.
And back then, TV was kind of like less than with movies. Now TV is just as prestigious as movies. Like you have A-listers in television shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I brought that up was because Jason Priestley in Calendar Girls, it's the same look.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That he was doing in the 90s.
I told you about his dong in that, right?
Wait, what?
Did I not tell you about this?
No.
There was a rumor, it's like well known, and I did look it up. It is a well known rumor. Jason's dick was so big in Calendar Girls that they had to CGI it out as he's running down the beach from behind. You could see it like flopping around.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
What?
I wouldn't pin him for like the big dick.
Oh, no, it's always the least. It really is.
I find it's usually tall, skinny white guys.
That happens. But the
Congrats.
but the like height is not the metric.
Yeah.
As someone of experience, I'm 6'3", but it's some of the dudes you would never just look at, be like, oh my gosh, they have the hugest dicks.
Yeah.
So
I was like, good for him.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Because but like a compact guy can have like an enormous dick.
Yeah. And I think sometimes when you're a little small, not as tall, it looks bigger on you.
Totally. Listen, we all need some like optical illusion.
Yes. Like I've been with a guy who was very tall, like maybe 6'5", and he had a normal sized dick, but it looked smaller because he was so tall. Same dick on this guy I used to hook up with who was like 5'10", 5'11", looked very big because he was smaller.
So, okay, the trick is to make yourself look shorter.
Yes, exactly.
Wear shoes on your knees. Got it.
Exactly, and then your dick will look huge.
Exactly.
So Brandon's eating a sandwich near a tree in this episode for the purpose of meeting his brunette of this storyline.
Love interest.
I love we're getting into Brandon's brunettes, which Mitch and I want to make a t-shirt with all of Brandon's brunettes.
A t-shirt. Let's start a band.
It could be. Yes, let's. Brandon's brunettes.
Yes.
I'd happily be a Brandon's brunette.
That'd be fun.
He basically, with the exception, I mean, Nina, the hippie, she doesn't really count.
Emily Valentine.
I mean, she comes in. She's the one he actually dates, though.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The brunettes just come and go. He has a new brunette. Think about it.
Yes.
The girl in the first episode.
Yep. Gone.
And then there have been a couple others. And now this girl.
The Goonie freshman from the last episode.
Exactly.
Or whatever, that he could...
Brandon's brunettes.
My problem with this episode is that it's very Brandon-centric, but that he thinks... I don't like how flirty he is with everybody. Everyone he flirts with his sister, obviously, but even his mom.
Yeah.
But he when he feigns and when he puts interest in someone, like in this scene under the tree, he's very in her business. She has fucking headphones on, number one.
Yeah.
Fuck you. She's a student studying. He's eating. And he is always like, it's, your pleasure to talk to me.
Yes, exactly.
And I can't take that.
He is one of those very charming. He's a fuckboy. He would be a total fuckboy.
There was this dude, I met this hot dude just in like passing. He was my friend's friend in San Francisco, in Dolores Park or whatever. And this guy was handsome. And he was in like a loincloth. But daylight. It was crazy. Sunday in Dolores Park. And he was just this like charming Greek dude. He had just gotten back from Mykonos. A very, very, very like handsome person. But he had one of those things where he looked at you like he knew you were looking at something very handsome. Oh. That. And so that's what I feel like I get from Jason Priestley.
I get that.
Where they're like, I know you like what you're looking at right now.
Oh, totally.
That.
No, he does have that aura.
Aren't you happy to be talking to me?
Yes, exactly.
That.
He's like, I can bag anyone.
Like, leave this poor girl alone.
Exactly. She's just trying to study, and she's a senior, but also...
She's just trying to sing in public.
She's singing. Did you take note of what song she's singing?
No, I was trying... What was it? Two steps forward, I take two steps back. She's singing Paul Abdul.
Yes.
Gather as opposites attract, and people forget maybe. I definitely did that too.
You did, but was that in your episode?
Of what? My who?
The one you watched?
Wait, what?
Of 90210? Was she singing that?
No, she's on the soundtrack.
No, but what I'm saying is, they couldn't clear the music.
Oh,
because they would have had to clear that.
So when she was singing, I wasn't really listening. I mean, I knew she was singing.
She
but
doesn't have a great voice, so it makes sense.
I clocked. I was like, she is singing something.
Yeah.
And honestly, here's the truth of the matter: is lyrics are the last possible thing I'll ever listen to in a song. I'm listening to everything else.
Right.
It'll be years later before I realize anyone's saying anything. But no, I didn't clock that. Okay, I'll check when I go home.
Check, because I'm curious. This is a really good music episode.
But they could say, because it's just the words. So she could.
No, you're not allowed to.
But isn't there a time limit? Like you can sing like 10 seconds of a song, but
maybe,
that's it?
But I don't really know. I would think they would still have to clear that. Personally.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think you still have to clear if it's exact lyrics, unless there's something called fair use, where if you're doing parody, but that's not parody.
That's not there yet. But that's when you can just take the music, but maybe not the word.
I think I think with words you have to clear it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, let that be a testament to the pervasive power of Paula Abdul's stardom in the early 90s.
But maybe they had a deal with her because she is on the soundtrack.
She is on the soundtrack, but I'm telling you, because I was a Paula Abdul hag in the day. And it was like, so I was cruising I was a child, cruising teen magazines.
Yeah.
For Paula Abdul.
I was cruising.
Well, because I wanted to Paula Abdul, because Bop magazine.
I love Bop and BB.
Thank you.
Big Bopper.
Yes. Every single one of those I would cruise.
Tiger Beat, Teen Beat.
All of it. Because I wanted the Paula Abdul photos, right? They would just have a full page of photos.
I love you're just addicted to Paula Abdul.
I had to get them. I thought she was so pretty.
She was.
Not sexy. I just thought she was so pretty. Like what a pretty girl. But anyway, I had to fucking flip through all the 90210. It was all 90210 stuff.
Your first crush was Paula Abdul?
Yes.
Aaron?
See, she was like, I'm telling you, I'm sure on the other side of the spectrum, she was like hot or like an object of like that. But yes, I had a huge crush on her too. I just thought I just wanted to look at her. She was so pretty.
She was so cute. And she's a great dancer.
All of it.
I played her in a sketch on Fox, on this Afion Crockett sketch show that Jamie Foxx directed.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
What did you play her? How did you play her?
They were doing an American Idol spoof.
Oh, amazing.
And I played her and had
hammered?
like TikToks. TikToks, like that I was like shoveling in my mouth.
Did you watch her reality show, Hey Paula?
I don't think so.
Oh, it has been erased.
Really?
Get Mitch to find it. I bet
he'll
he can.
find it.
Okay,
he
yes.
can find it.
Did you watch that, Aaron? Hey Paula.
Aaron did not.
It was in the day when reality TV shows were still kind of new, and they were. It's a little shocking they put that on television.
Oh, like is it like a little janky?
It's her behavior.
Oh, right.
And I'm hardcore Paula Abdul. I love her. Like I don't think, but she exposed a lot of herself and stuff.
Ooh, I gotta find it.
She's
Hey,
very
Paula.
vulnerable. She's very vulnerable.
I love that. I love Paula. I met her at the Hollywood Beauty Awards. She was lovely. She gave me a huge hug.
I would lose my mind.
I met her in the bathroom and I go, I played you in a sketch. And she goes, you're beautiful. Come here. And she hugged me.
I would lose my mind. Yeah. I love her. I think she's misread. I do think she's misread.
She's a huge fan of Amir K. You know the comedian?
Yeah.
She loves Amir.
Well, she
goes to see him all the time.
I think she's a kook, but like a good kind.
No, I think she's a fun kook.
Yeah, that part.
I agree. So this girl who Brandon's talking about is also a kook.
Super kook.
She's singing while she's studying?
Yes, right.
Okay. She's trying to go to Harvard.
Who isn't?
Who isn't?
I am.
She's got this big interview. She is as I said, a senior. She's like, I wish I could skip class and just hang out here all day. And Brandon's like, well, why can't you? And she's like, I'm trying to go to Harvard.
I don't know. I hate her hair.
Yeah. Her hair is
step number one.
Her whole style. She looks like an extra in Book of Mormon. You know what I mean? She looks like Chorus in Book of Mormon.
Very honestly, that is what people at my school look like.
Really?
Was that? Well, they weren't Beverly Hills. They were, normal.
She's always wearing like a blazer and a long skirt, and it's not very sexy. On the dates, she wears like a crop sweater and looks kind of cute. But at school, her daytime looks are not fierce.
Well, we find out she doesn't have time to worry about how she looks.
That's true. It is true. That's coming.
It's not just Harvard.
We've got another issues episode. We're in the issues era now.
Brandon can't catch a break.
No, he can't.
He has to learn every hard lesson there is.
So funny.
Every life lesson.
Did you see this one coming?
No, I couldn't tell what the vibe was, but I knew she had a glitch. I knew it was too good to be true, but no, I didn't see it coming.
So basically, Kelly is, we go back to the Walshes. Kelly's wearing a brown vest. Oh, because homegirl, Melissa is the girl's name, the new brunette of the episode.
Okay, yeah.
She's left her Latin quiz behind, and Brandon picks it up. So he has to call her, and he's at home trying to figure out how to call her and what to say. And Kelly and Brenda are in the next room trying to call into a radio show and win a prize.
Which is the only thing I liked about this episode.
That should have been the episode.
Two things rang fucking so true to me was that one, Brandon pulled out the school directory and opened it up.
I remember that.
Did you have those?
Yes.
Okay, so did we.
Yeah.
I didn't know how Martian that was or not.
No, we had it.
Yes, ours was like elementary school though, I think.
Yeah, same.
That was like lower, but you had their full address.
Yes.
Phone number.
Crazy.
And a child's name.
Yeah.
In a book.
It's
a book
crazy.
of children's names and kind of, which I think is so like dangerous. Whatever,
yes, it is.
To put out there. But then the other thing was calling into radio stations, which my cousin and I did, and my friends and I did all the time.
Did you ever win anything?
There were multiple reasons to call in, but the easiest was to call in to get like on the top 10.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Daniel Paul Abdul at number 9 with Opposites Attract.
Did you get to do that?
Oh, yeah. You could do that. Was because nobody was calling in for that. People were calling in to get concert tickets.
Right. Oh, that's what I was calling in for. I got Britney Spears tickets once.
What?
In LA.
What?
Circus tour. They were horrible seats.
Oh, but wait, where was the show?
Staples, and it was like nosebleeds.
Really?
But they were free. Yeah.
But they were bad seats?
They were really bad seats.
That's shocking.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, what a letdown.
They were terrible seats.
But the circus tour, I think Kathy Griffin did a whole set about it. Was she like lip syncing the whole show?
Well, Britney was always lip syncing.
Okay, yes. Yeah,
I mean, I think maybe early, like first year she wasn't. But when she started doing all the choreography she did, you can't do the choreography she did and sing live.
Tell it to Broadway. But she...
Or to NSYNC.
Well, yeah.
Those are the two. But here's the thing. I will say Broadway, it's not the same. Britney is doing full like all-out choreography.
Also, Circus, I bet, was a killer set list. Like, I bet that show was a really
good
it was
good. Look, the best time I saw her was when she opened for NSYNC, I think.
Hell yeah. Wait, how many times have you seen Britney?
I've seen Britney. I saw her open for NSYNC. Wow. I saw the Onyx tour. I saw Circus, and I saw her in Vegas. I missed Dream Within a Dream, which was like the best tour ever. I really regret that.
Oh my God.
It's my biggest life regret.
This is so much fun. I don't think I knew that about you.
I love Britney.
I don't think I knew that you'd seen it.
I don't talk about it a lot because it's emotional.
She's a lightning rod.
Yeah, look, she was so good, and now I will get stoned and watch old videos of her, like a coach who lost his best player.
Oh no!
You know? Just because it's so sad.
Old
now.
videos of like music videos or live stuff.
Live stuff of her dancing.
Do you remember when she was caught on the live mic in, I think, Brazil?
Ooh.
This was Napster. Sorry to date myself yet again, but in Napster, bootleg-ish stuff or a live clip of something was like rare.
Yeah.
To find anyway, but it was her on a hot mic while she's doing a costume change, and the band is supposed to be playing while she's off stage, but there's just dead air. There's silence. And so she's in the middle of a costume change, and her mic is on, being broadcast to the whole stadium in, I think, Brazil, and she's going, what the fuck is the band doing? They're supposed to vamp.
Oh my God.
Why aren't they vamping? She keeps saying the word vamp.
She was
over and
so
over again.
on.
I know, she's not
she
wrong.
She was so sharp.
She's not wrong.
She was so fucking talented. She said it in her book. She wasn't good. She was great. Anyway, don't get me. This will turn into an entirely different podcast.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Also,
yeah.
I love that you were like, I don't want to, not to date myself again with the Napster. It's like, this is a 90210 podcast.
Before Napster, there was 90210, you old fuck. That is so funny. Tragically revealed.
So they call in and they win, right? But they win later. But Kelly takes the phone from Brandon and is like, let me call this girl. Yeah. And she's like, hi, is Melissa there? And then immediately hands the phone to Brenda.
Which is so weird.
Or to Brandon, which I'm like, what was the point of that?
You have to clear it with like girl. A girl's asking.
I guess.
So that a boy can't call the house.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, I can see
You
why. Later,
that?
I can see why a boy shouldn't be calling the house.
Yeah, especially with his alcoholic past.
Well, and also with a kid that she already has. Not to tip the lead on that.
Well, it's revealed, yeah.
It's revealed, but not yet. So they go on a date first. He takes her on a date, and he's driving again.
Lo and behold,
like he was about to get his license in 2 weeks to drive to school and work, and now he's just full blown driving Cindy's station wagon. Wherever.
No repercussions.
No repercussions.
Which I wondered why he took the station wagon and not Mondale.
Because he totaled it.
Oh, duh. Hello.
He doesn't have a car.
So that's the carryover, but he can drive?
He can drive.
Whatever. Again, I don't even think that's poor parenting because he has a past and they're letting him just go out on a date.
But and that's what I was saying, because he drives multiple times in this episode, and I'm like, he didn't just get a DUI, he caused an accident. And they're just like, go ahead, go out with your pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah, it's probably still under litigation. Like what does Jim do? He's in accounting?
Yeah.
Okay. He probably knows some lawyers though.
He probably does, but also I'm like, I don't know, drunk driving, they take your license away.
No, that's the point.
I don't want to brag. The guy I lost my virginity to did get a DUI.
Oh no. Well, 6'5".
6'5".
That's
Come on.
hard to operate a vehicle.
He got a little DUI but his mom had to drop him off at my house after that.
To take your virginity?
I was not a virgin at that point anymore, but
no.
But yeah, he got after, and so his mom would have to drop him off to hook up.
Humiliation.
I know. So maybe Cindy's just trying. She's like, well, Jim's like, we're trying to get him laid. He can't be dropped off.
Honestly, yes. Please take the station wagon. Literally, it's the best we can do. God, man, Jim is so horny.
Jim is so horny.
What a bro. Disgusting.
He is. Okay, so Brandon goes to pick her up. He puts on a blazer. They're wearing like the same outfit. They're both wearing a black blazer, t-shirt, and jeans. And while they're on the way to the date, Brenda wins, and Brandon hears it on the radio station. Of course. Yes. And she wins skydiving lessons, which they end up skydiving at the end.
Yes. You've been skydiving.
No. Have you?
Yeah, twice.
I've never done it.
Well, let me tell you, the one thing there's not are lessons.
Really?
They tie you to someone and you jump out of a plane.
Really?
I've been 2 times and neither time was I ever told anything other than try to press your knees back, which my knees are 5 feet long.
Yeah,
you should have seen
long.
The disaster.
Was it scary?
Oh my gosh, no. It's beautiful. I highly recommend it. It's very quiet. Once you stop falling and you open the chute, it's really quiet.
Really?
You can talk like this and stuff. And then the other beautiful thing is really fast is once you're out of the plane, you're out of options, right? You're like, I will either live or die. There's no...
That's so scary.
But it is a thing like that. And then you just come to terms with, I can't explain it, but both times you're just like, well, I'm falling.
Are your ears weird?
Nothing like that.
Really?
And there's no queasiness. It just doesn't feel like that. It really doesn't.
Wait, I have so many more questions, but let's...
Anyway,
I want to ask...
But no one gives you a lesson.
Okay, great.
There's no hot
instructor named Dawn.
Oh, Dawn. Is that his name? The least fuckable name.
Dawn. They're like, well, let's make him hot, but not fuckable.
God, he's hot. He's so smoking.
He's really hot. He's tall. Okay. So Brandon picks her up. They hear the radio competition, and Brandon goes, this is my sister. oh, what a shitty prize for her. She's terrified of heights. Like, how convenient.
Yeah.
Brandon's like, the date goes well. Brandon goes to drop off Melissa, and she's like, why don't you come inside? And she's going to reveal something.
Date number one.
Date number one, we find out Melissa, the high school senior who aspires to go to Harvard, is also a mom. She pulls Brandon into the nursery, and he's like, oh, what a cute baby brother. And she's like, this is my son, Joey.
And that, because she does a reveal. She goes, I feel like I'm betraying you. Is that what she said,
she does.
Right? Yeah, because I thought everybody knew.
Oh, that's the other thing. The whole time she's like, haven't you heard about me?
Yeah, she says that. And I was like, well, she doesn't have AIDS.
Yeah.
Because we dealt with that last week.
We know it's not AIDS.
It's
what
not
is
that.
the reveal?
Yes, it can't be that. And her mom can't be famous.
Yes.
Because that's the only other problem that plagues these people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw it coming.
Okay, good. I only saw it coming because I had watched it not long ago. Because I'm insane. And Brandon's kind of like, oh, cool, whatever. And he goes home and he's like, you know, oh, this is the other thing. He finds out from Steve the father's name was Frank Seltzer.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
And we see a more liberal side of Steve.
Great couple.
He's like, he's pro-choice. He's like,
my God.
He's like, she should have taken care of it. You know,
nothing.
He's pro-choice still in a conservative way.
In a real bro-y, fucking misogynistic way.
Yes.
Nothing was more cringe than watching Brandon and Steve hash out like what a woman should do.
Yes.
Like that was the worst thing.
Yeah.
Or how Mr. Seltzer mishandled this.
Yes. Well, Steve, and he's like, well, what? Maybe she didn't want to do that. Brandon was like, you know.
This episode missed a lot of points for me,
agree.
but this is where I begin to see the like plane fall apart. I was like, what is this weird discussion where we're watching these two actors have this moment?
Yeah, and also like what high schoolers are having deep discussions?
Oh, Steve Sanders. Steve Sanders 1000% knows what he's talking about. Are you kidding me? This is not his first time. Because he does say, you said it, right? He says she should have had it taken care of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Brandon's like, what? Maybe she likes babies, whatever.
The whole way they talk about it, it's like she needs to quit a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The baby is this weird thing that she needs to figure out what she's going to do about.
Right.
As opposed to RDB, I don't know. Yes, that's when I started to lose hope in the episode.
It's so fun. Oh, I lost it immediately as I saw Brandon sitting under the tree. But Brandon then, then we cut to homegirl Melissa and I feel like she's in an alternate universe of Brenda, Kelly, and Donna because she's with her three friends and they're walking down the hallway. I think I may have pulled a picture, Aaron, if you have it.
Her mean friends.
They're
real judgy.
They are such bitches. Like clearly she's like, hey guys, like want to hang out, and they're like, we can't.
Right.
Oh, well, you know, you have a kid.
But her friends look 30.
Yeah. Oh,
they look like teachers or look like staff members.
Yeah. Well, they were probably staff members that they were like, hey, we need you to step in for this.
But I'm gonna bite back a little bit and say that she doesn't have her priorities straight. Like she's trying too many like things on the front. She's trying to pretend like everything's normal when she has a child to raise and a college to get into.
Yeah.
What the fuck is she trying to pretend like she's got for like a high school life hanging out with these friends?
And also like to go on a date with Brandon and not tell him that she has a kid.
I mean, she's clearly struggling in all like avenues of her life.
Absolutely. And also one of the girls does make a nasty comment about how she should transfer to Beverly Hills High, which
on the
made
way
me
out
laugh so hard.
Well, and the overdub on that one was so loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was what I loved because she really does like the music kicks in.
Yeah.
It's like a real whimper
so
moment.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that part.
so good.
She should transfer to West Brown.
So then Brenda and Kelly are doing a skydive lesson at night, as you do.
Yeah.
She's lying to Jim and Cindy. She's not telling them. They don't want her to go skydiving.
That she's jumping out of a plane.
But we meet Don, the teacher, who is a babe, but a
so
horrible
handsome.
actor.
Even better.
Yeah.
Which honestly made me believe him.
It made me feel like they just saw him at like a modeling event and they were like,
100%.
let's just bring him in.
Well, Aaron Spelling had his like, he had his finger on the pulse.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he had available casting.
Absolutely.
But honestly, this was the best showcase of anyone's arms I've ever seen. He had really good arm shots. And his hair was really good 90s hair.
Oh, yeah.
Very Pert Plus.
So I forgot about Pert Plus.
Remember that?
Does that still exist?
I feel like it does, but not in the same capacity. It's not those flashy green bottles.
Yeah. Oh, they were flashy.
I washed my hair. I thought every shower I treated like a Per Plus commercial.
Wow.
Where you'd hold the bottle. Did you ever do that?
Probably, but not every shower.
Whoa, I loved it. Yeah.
I did other weird things though.
But yeah, I loved being in a Per Plus commercial.
I love that. You're practicing hairstyles. You're doing the Per Plus commercial.
That was my only alone time. That was the only time to be me.
I like that it was hair focused.
Oh, it always is. Yours isn't? Yeah.
It is.
That was like the only way I could have a personality was through my hair.
Okay, so they're going on another date, Brandon and Melissa. Melissa, he goes to pick her up and she goes, "Can you take me somewhere noisy? My babysitter fell through," which and my parents are out of town, which girl, you're clearly rich. Can your parents, don't you have a nanny or like a housekeeper or someone?
Or food.
Food.
Make a lovely romantic dinner at home.
Stay at home.
Yeah.
Your parents are gone.
That baby's going to go to bed.
Exactly.
Yes.
So where does he take her? The Peach Pit.
Because, what's better than a loud restaurant? A noisy baby.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't sit at a booth. They sit right at the counter.
Yeah, they put a baby at the bar.
They put the baby at the bar, and this baby sucks, okay?
Oh, it's a
shitty baby.
That's a bad baby.
The baby also is wearing double denim, so they are trying to make him look like a little
message.
mini Brandon.
What is the message?
But they have the baby. The baby is playing with this food, throws its bowl. Food gets everywhere. Nat comes up, not thrilled about it.
Oh, Nat's acting was...
It was weird.
It was strange because he's trying to be cute with the baby. It was terrifying.
Yeah, but also he's kind of being passive aggressive.
I couldn't understand it. Watch the scene because it's super weird. It was when he's being cute, I'm like, ah, and then all of a sudden he's being disappointed. Like he's making... I've realized this at my age. What I make jokes with kids, I am now at the point where I have lost my point to relate. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying to the child is effectively strange to their ears.
Right.
So that's what I'm like, oh my God, I'm Nat.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
trying
not.
to relate to this baby, and the baby's like, get away from me. You're strange.
I love last episode you were Trudy, now you're Nat.
But did you see the faces he was making when he was trying to engage with the baby?
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. I never want to see them again.
Literally the only scene he had in the episode.
It was. Well, we got to see Nat. We got to justify the and Joe E. Tata at the end of the credits.
It was always there, though.
Yes, it was.
I think regardless of his appearance.
I think it was as well. The kid throws the bowl, gets food everywhere, and then starts screaming and crying.
Nightmare.
It is a full nightmare.
Because babies are a mistake.
Yeah.
They are. Babies in public, huge mistake.
Steve was right. She should have taken care of it.
Taking care of it. Which means leave it at home.
And then Brandon goes, "So what was it like to just pop out a kid?"
Yeah, Brandon has no finesse.
What,
you know?
Brandon?
He, for someone who's so flirty.
It's like, was he trying to flirt?
But she corrects him on it, right? She says, Brandon, it didn't just pop out.
Yeah.
It ruined my life.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Did she say that?
No, not that effective, but
I wish she said that.
I can't believe one time my mom and I would go out. We like to play cards, and sometimes we'd go to a restaurant, eat our food, and then when that's done, we'll play like a game, right? Meanwhile, next to us at this restaurant, at the table next to us was like the most horrible first date you've ever had, but this lady had her baby.
Oh my God.
And she was using the baby as part of her because the conversation sucked. It wasn't until after they left that my mom said something. She goes, we were dealing cards. She goes, is it me or is that the worst date you've ever heard? I was like, you were listening too. Oh my God, we can share everything.
Yes.
And literally the mom was like, oh, the baby is a fucking mucus. It's like a month old, right? So there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's just this, you know what I mean? It's just
sack.
this floppy little sack of baby. And she's like going, oh, the baby likes you. Oh, she's smiling. And that was how she was flirting.
Oh my
It was
God.
like through the baby.
No.
Anyway, so that's what this reminded me of.
That
I was like,
is
oh my
that.
God, I've seen this date.
He's trying to flirt. And also it's like, don't talk about her popping shit out of her vagina on the second date.
When you want to pop stuff into her vagina.
Exactly. So he gets home and Jim's wearing a vest and Jim's like, you look worn out. And it's like, well, because he didn't realize he was clocking in for the babysitting shift tonight.
Why are they so comfortable with their child handling this baby? They don't blink.
Well, they don't know until now. Brandon's like, by the way, she has a kid.
Yes.
And they're like, they feign concern for like 1 second and then they quickly drop it. And he's like, what's the problem, Mom? It's like, well, she's a child herself.
But they're totally fine with him playing house.
Totally.
Which, if you ever watch Judge Judy and there's ever a couple that breaks up and there's domestic shit that they're like still fighting over, Judge Judy immediately is like, "You were playing house."
Oh, I love when she says that.
She yells. That's my favorite.
Yes.
So that's what they're fucking doing. I'm just shocked that the Walshes, knowing his alcoholic history, would watch him plunge into an addiction into parenthood.
Well, and obviously she's fertile and they know he's fucking.
And she is sending all kinds of red flags. Not motherhood, but just in her personality.
No, she is.
And this is why you later find out why he would fall for someone like Emily Valentine.
Right, exactly. Well, here's the thing I thought was interesting. He was like, he goes, he's like such a dick about the baby. He goes, "Hey, I like Melissa, but if I ever see that kid again, it'll be too soon." Like, what?
Yeah, he really.
Okay, it's okay for us to talk shit about the baby. We're not dating this woman, but like you're dating her.
Yes.
Guess what happens next morning,
Ding
Saturday
dong.
morning, ding dong. Melissa's here. She's like, "Brandon, I have my Harvard interview. My parents aren't here." They just get so much information out in like 2 seconds. She's like, "You got to take the baby. Bye."
Yeah, gone. But the other thing is, where are her parents?
They're just away for the weekend.
Is it a wonder that she is a child having a child with her absentee parents?
It's true.
She's still in school.
She is still in school.
And like they're absentee. She has a Harvard interview.
That was my thing. I'm like, why are they going out of town the day of her Harvard interview?
She has a Harvard interview.
And they know that, and they know she has a baby.
Well, I feel like don't they think they should be there to babysit?
And it's like,
so their daughter can go to school?
go to her Harvard interview, and then like 2 days in a row, the babysitter flakes. It's like, again, girl, you're rich. Figure something out.
Or also, where is Carol Potter's assistant?
Or where is Frank Seltzer in all this?
The real question is, where is Mr. Seltzer? Where the fuck is this absentee father?
So Brandon takes the baby. Doesn't take it, is thrust the baby. She leaves. He's like, "Oh, Jim and Cindy will fix this for me."
Sure.
They're going to a brunch.
Yes.
They're like, "Oh, Brenda can babysit." Brenda's going to her second skydiving lesson. Yep. They're going to flirt with Dawn, so he's stuck there. Steve comes over to watch a game. He's still trying to smash with Kelly, by the way.
Oh yeah, which is so putrid.
They're like talking about what their kids would look like. Well, he is.
So I like when they bicker about being a former couple.
Me too.
That part I like.
I like it.
I don't like when he is the lech.
I don't like when he's laying it on too hard. But
oh, sorry.
No, what were you gonna say?
Lech, is that a thing? Like lecherous?
Is that yes? Aaron says yes.
Do you use that like a lech?
I haven't used it, but I like it. Maybe I'll use it.
Like a 90s term.
I liked it.
He's a lech.
I enjoyed lech.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I do think they are a good couple, though. Even though Kelly is very not into it.
Are they baiting us though, as viewers, with that kind of like?
I think so. I think they're trying to figure out. I think maybe they were like, maybe they could get back together, but then they're like, no, let's ruin everyone's.
Let's annihilate.
Yeah, let's ruin Brenda's life instead. But yeah, I just also, I have a soft spot for Steve because he ends up being such a complex character. He's like kind of, he ends up having a lot more depth as the show goes on. You're going to see. You might not remember now.
He's not just a good bartender.
No, he's not. He's not just making those margaritas.
No, he has depth, according to Justine. Yeah. We'll find out.
You just watch. He's adopted, okay? Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He has a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, my gosh.
But they haven't probably decided that at this point in the show.
Because I was wondering, not to project all the way, but it was like, I wonder if they put the Kelly story in there as a reason to eject Shannon Doherty.
I don't think it was that. What I heard about that, because I've done a lot of research, as you know.
And cosplay.
Luke Perry wanted, Melrose Place was the hot show.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
and he wanted it to be more like a soap opera. And he also said, I want to work with the blonde. He goes, put me with the blonde. Let's mix it up to like cause drama.
Really?
Luke, yes.
Said, put me with the blonde.
He said, I want to work with the blonde.
And they didn't take that to mean Tori?
No.
There were two.
Come on now.
They were like, they knew which one immediately.
Who's higher on the call
Ouch.
sheet?
They didn't have to say her name. They just said the blonde, and they're like, that means Jenny.
That means Jenny. Ugh. And that's what happened. So I don't think it was to get Shannon out.
I will always, mirror it with Saved by the Bell, because there was a weird time in Saved by the Bell in their senior year where there was episodes with Kelly Kapowski and Jesse Spano. And then there were also episodes without them where Lisa Turtle took a lead role, and then there was that other Tori, right?
With the black leather jacket.
That girl, forever, perpetual black leather jacket. Yeah. And Tori was Zach's love interest, but so was Lisa.
Interesting.
Do you remember that?
Kind
There's
of.
episodes where Lisa and Zach kiss, right?
Right.
So it was in my perspective that turmoil was what you wanted, looked for, could expect in all relationships. Was that kind of like character busting.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And then I had to have that drama.
Yes.
It made me want to seek it out.
Well, it worked. I mean, the show, Luke was onto something. The show ran for 10 seasons.
But that really is the juiciest part. Not to jump ahead, but it really is the juicy part.
Season 3 is the best season. It's the juiciest. It's the most soapy, but it still like retains the original why we all got on board. It gets a little crazy when they get out of high school and stuff.
Yeah.
And new people start coming in.
Always a problem.
Always.
Yeah. Tori didn't work for On Saved by the Bell, just for the record.
Oh, because who was she again? She was the...
No, it just wasn't the best.
Oh, Tori. I thought you meant Tori Spelling because she was also on Saved by the Bell.
As Violet.
Yeah,
no, that worked.
That worked. I know. I was like, how dare you say Tori didn't work?
No.
The character Tori. You're right.
No.
It was it was always weird.
Yes.
Okay, so Steve comes over to watch the Lakers game. They go in and they're like, you guys help us. And Brenda's like, you've seen 3 Men and a Baby. You get it. And then cut to them calling the video store to rent 3 Men and a Baby to figure out how to care for this child.
I think that's hilarious, though.
It's so funny.
That's very funny.
I feel like they just, and then we have a very 3 Men and the Baby kind of like moment scene.
Right. Which I did not like. I'm like, don't get cute.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes they would mirror popular movies and stuff.
Why does the video store only speak Spanish?
It was I was confused about that as well. It's like sometimes when they want to throw in like a comedic moment, they're like, have them say it in Spanish.
Yeah, it really is. Like they try to give them but they definitely have 3 amigos.
Yeah.
It's like, that's such a stretch to get to that joke.
It is.
But no, do you remember the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby? Do you remember that legend? Or is it 3 Men and a Little Late? It's 3 Men and a Baby.
I love both movies.
But do you remember that there was a ghost in the background?
Oh, yes, I have heard that.
Do you remember that lore? Yeah.
I do. And
it's
also,
not. But...
I do remember because I watched that during the pandemic, and it's also 3 Men and a Baby takes a dark turn. There's a whole like drug B story.
Yes.
Like hardcore drug, like because it's a drug dealer that like drops them off or something. There's something. Yeah.
I just could never tell because I was like, am I hot for Steve Guttenberg? The answer was no, but it was...
For me, it's Tom Selleck all the way, baby.
Oh, man, I didn't get it. He was too dad. Too much like dad.
He was back then, but now I'm like, yeah.
Oh, handsome as all get out. Are you
6'4".
kidding? Gorgeous. Is he really? Wow.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, Tom Selleck, he's handsome. In the Friends era, I thought he was handsome.
So hot.
That part, yeah. Big
Richard.
Time.
Ooh.
Okay. He is really tall.
He's tall.
Next to Courtney Cox. Yeah, okay, sorry.
So hot.
Yeah.
And she's about my height, so I'm like, ugh.
So his voice is what I want Jim's to be.
Yeah, Jim's the voice is the poor man's.
But it sounds like it's full of like tobacco or something.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
I don't know why. It's very
though.
It's woodsy.
It is.
Okay. So she leaves him. The boys, do a little montage where they're caring for the baby. They're bad at changing diapers. The cable's out, so Steve dips. Brandon feeds the kid ice cream. And then Melissa comes.
Yeah.
Her interview didn't go well, but right away she starts yelling at Brandon for feeding the kid ice cream.
Which I'm like, I know why Mr. Seltzer left.
Exactly. Now we know why Mr. Seltzer is nowhere to be found.
Now we know he's not here to help. Because she goes, is that ice cream? How could you be so irresponsible? It's not that big. Like what?
It's not that big of a deal, number one. Also, number two, bitch, you are irresponsible. You dropped him off. You literally thrust the baby into Brandon's arms without clearing it with him. We were just like, here, you have to do this. Like you guys are like 2 years into dating.
But this is like a classic Brenda move, honestly. This is what Brenda is like, here's this problem I created. Now I'm mad at you about it.
Yes.
But I was astonished. Every time I've like babysat, I was like, it's not like it's a mucho margarita.
No.
Or what is it called? A marvelous?
Marvelous.
Mucho marvelous. Mango margarita.
Mango margarita.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
She's stressed about the interview.
She is. It didn't go well. She's afraid she's never going to get into Harvard. What's she going to do?
But why is Brandon even in this situation where he's like, the battered husband. He's taking guff from the mom. He's babysitting this child that isn't his.
It's so weird.
Missed the Laker game.
And also, I'm like, she's not like she's pretty, but like,
oh my god, no, she's not worth it.
She doesn't even dress cute.
No, she dresses like a Pentecostal,
like a Jehovah's Witness.
She probably hasn't told him that. Also, P.S. We're Pentecostal.
Yes, we're Pentecostal.
Sorry.
I will be speaking in tongues.
My parents aren't out of town. They're dancing with snakes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then we get to Brandon. Oh. We go to Brenda and Kelly at their lesson, and Brenda has a fantasy, the black and white fantasy skydiving.
They're so random with her fantasies.
Yeah, they are.
It's inconsistent.
And they're so campy.
Oh, they go hard for them.
They do.
Like hardcore. It's like, you know how Ally McBeal had a fantasy weird tangent every episode. So it made sense.
Yes.
It wasn't every 4 episodes you're in a World War II.
Yeah.
Like hardcore black and white.
It's so good.
But boy, did he look handsome.
He did. There's
Rod?
Dawn.
Dawn.
Please have some respect.
I can't get it right. I want to see Don's rod. I think that's why.
I want to see Don's rod too. Also, so do Brenda and Kelly. They're fighting over him, which is odd because Brenda's dating Dylan.
I mean, well, listen, if Brenda's one thing, it's inconsistent.
It's true.
And she will defend that inconsistency.
She will.
Till the bitter end.
She made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have this weird scene in the bathroom where Brenda is like pretending to jump off the tub.
Yes, practicing.
And Brandon does some really bad acting in here. He's like, I hate it when you crinkle the funny section.
Yeah.
And the acting was just bad in this scene.
They're
from
an
him.
old married couple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that they're having like a shit-centric fight. And all of this, the sharing of the bathroom. Yeah. I'm very disappointed in Brandon this whole episode. Well, it is. It's like, what are the funnies doing in the bathroom in the first place?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and then Cindy keeps being like, you guys are going to be gone soon enough. And it's like, well, Cindy, you don't know they're going to be doing junior year all over again next year.
There's plenty of time.
Yeah.
This whole scene was so gross. I was like, why is everybody talking in the bathroom? That's so gross.
Yeah.
Why are they hanging out? Cindy comes in with her cup. I'm like, parts per million. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any privacy?
No one does.
I don't know. Cindy has no wherewithal. She's kind of flighty in this one.
Yeah, she is. Well, especially because then Brandon's like, can I borrow your car? And she's just like, yeah, again, don't care that you got in a drunk driving accident a few days ago, probably.
She, if we're going according to time, she should be super worried about both of her kids.
Yeah.
Like, what if Brenda gets drunk and jumps out of the plane?
Oh, that's so true. But she doesn't know about the skydiving yet.
I was like, honey, what are you doing on the bathtub?
That's true.
All of this. She's missing all the clues.
She is. Cindy is not super alert here.
Okay. Like Jim keeps trying to rail her.
Jim is so horny.
Maybe behind the scenes, she's so frazzled because of Jim won't leave her alone.
Jim's constantly trying to fuck. So Brandon goes to take the girl out again, right? And Brenda is skydiving today, and I asked you what music. Yeah. I'm going to play the music. I didn't tell you what it is, right? I told Aaron what it was.
No, you did text me and tell me.
Oh, did I tell you?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was literally like as I was watching.
Okay, good. I'm so excited. So Brenda and Kelly are getting ready to skydive, and this is the song. Like, what a weird song to play while they're skydiving.
Why?
This is a sexy song. This is Chris Isaak, Wicked Game, as they wrestle each other out of the plane. And then it plays this, like, this is them getting ready to jump, which I'm obsessed with. They look like this and then jump out of the plane and Wicked Game plays.
So this is...
What was the music on Pluto? Honestly, that goes way better.
That makes sense.
That makes so much more sense.
And then they just fade out. The screaming.
The screaming is so good.
Yeah, why is Wicked... What is it called? It's Chris Isaak?
It's Chris Isaak. It's Wicked Game.
Killer song.
Such a good song.
But what on earth is that doing in that moment?
It's weird. But again, that song makes much more sense.
So I know I haven't joined the
Their Plex server,
the hack server that you guys are on watching this, but the music that is on this one is really cheesy, but it matches.
That's good. At least it matches. This does not match.
So which came first, do you think? Yours or mine? Yours is the original.
Mine's the original. Mine's from when it aired.
Well, I mean, that was the song.
That was the song, but that should be a song that we're like, she and Dylan are totally going to the Lookout Mountain.
That should be when Dylan and Brandon are driving home from AA together on Mulholland. When they take the long way home from West Beverly, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, very curious.
Yeah.
Skydiving song, and also, why wouldn't it just be Tom Petty?
'Cause I'm free.
Yeah.
So true.
In the same episode where she's singing Paula Abdul, like they had to have. Had a.
It was then this song. Brandon goes to pick up Melissa, and they sing the song. Joey by Concrete Blonde. Joey baby.
I love that song.
But you probably didn't hear it in yours, but they play that because sorry, but the kid's name is Joey. So they play Joey.
There's a rule and I don't know it, but if you sing it without the actual music, I think you can say like 10 seconds or something, but it's
maybe like 10 seconds, but they're pretty Joey plays it's like a montage as they're driving.
Yeah.
So those two they had to clear, but Paula, I'm not sure. That's just an interesting song to try and play around with clearance laws about.
I was so bored with this scene so much in the car. I can't her plotline is so dull.
It's so annoying. It's like clearly she's gonna not get into Harvard and then figure it out, and that's what happens.
But my favorite thing is when she comes in. It's after the interview goes so poorly.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I think I have to give up Joey.
Oh, yeah. She says that at a point.
I'm like, well, it's a little too late.
Yeah, you've had him for a year.
Yeah, you don't just surrender the baby later.
Yeah.
Also, where are your parents?
Yeah, exactly. You're rich.
Where are these people?
If you sing it, you only have to pay the musician and not the singer, I think. Yeah, I bet you just have to pay the writer and the musician. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is less. It's less. Paying Britney Spears versus the people who wrote her songs.
Exactly.
No diss. Sorry, Britney.
No, how dare you?
Well, she doesn't.
No, it's true.
Right?
It's true. No, we all know she wasn't known. She was a performer.
She was a dancer.
She was a dancer, and I put her up next to Janet. To be honest, sometimes I think she clears Janet in her prime.
Ooh.
Not overall.
No, as a dancer.
As a dancer. Only dancer.
Man,
full performer.
I don't defend Michael Jackson. I think he's a strange person, but Janet has the same
DNA
kind of talent.
Oh, no, I agree. I think Janet is cream of the top. And she was the blueprint for Britney. I think you haven't seen enough of the Dream Within a Dream tour.
My education of Britney as a dancer is nil.
Oh, get ready.
It's just the one MTV and VMAs where she was canceled.
Oh, no. So I had, the one where she did that one?
Yeah,
no. That was past the prime. No, I'm talking Slave for You era Britney.
Okay, yeah.
She was a dancer, and I worked with her choreographer, Brian Friedman, on my dance show.
Yeah.
He was on this podcast, and he said himself, he goes, she is a dancer. She's not a pop star who could dance. She's a dancer.
I believe it.
She definitely clears J-Lo,
oh my God. Yes.
I know that's what she's known for. I don't think J-Lo's that great at
Did we talk about
she's fine at dancing.
How do you say Elie Saab? Elie. SAAB, the designer.
Elie Saab.
Whatever. I'm so ignorant. Anyway, but they just had a really beautiful fashion show in where it's Celine Dion has this remarkable return to singing. It's I wept, but fucking J-Lo is also in the runway show, and it's so clunky.
Look, J-Lo is good. She's a huge star. I'll give her that.
Sells out stadiums all over the world.
But the last tour, she didn't sell that much. She had to cancel it.
She was breaking. Well, it's also a recession.
It is. It is a recession, and it's hard. It's hard to sell tickets. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I forgot about that.
She has made a huge fucking career out of being fine at stuff.
Totally. Yes.
But she looks good, and she's a perfectionist, and she works really hard. And she is a good dancer. She's better than the average person. I just don't think for someone who that's her core thing.
Yeah, no, she's not. Yeah, she was a fly girl. She was a
fly girl. She was a dancer. That was her way in.
Agreed.
So I'm never as blown away.
I watched the Saab show.
Oh, I will.
It's these runway models trying to walk around this very out of place, clunky J-Lo routine.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure in Vegas or somewhere else made perfect sense.
Yeah.
But then watch Celine Dion come out and like own it.
And also, I just want to clarify about Britney and Janet because I can already feel the complaints. I'm talking about Britney in her peak.
Of course.
At least at the same level as Janet. Janet, right now, Janet has sustained the talent the whole way through.
Very good point.
So they're different things. I think Britney burns so hot that she couldn't sustain that.
Okay, but now Janet or Paula as a dancer?
Janet.
Oh, so
Sorry.
easily. Who choreographed who?
That's true, but like it doesn't. Choreographers are great at like sometimes they're not as good at dancing. It's different skill sets. You know what I mean? Because as a choreographer, I choreograph things in my head all the time.
I mean,
doesn't mean I can execute them.
I have the dancing talent of a David Silver, so I'm not there.
Which later is actually good talent.
It's an evolution.
It's an evolution.
But I never evolved.
I watch a lot of dance. I love dance. I'm a big dance head. But yeah, I think Janet over Paula all day, every day.
Any day.
Any
Okay,
day.
yeah.
I love Paula.
Same.
And she was a Lakers girl.
Paula's routine, she sort of has, her dance moves don't change.
Yeah.
Her like opposites attract routine is like the same that it's been for a long time.
But Janet, the dun 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 dun.
Don't even get...
See, I go back and forth between Janet and Britney.
On that. Oh my God.
But Janet had the militant like vibe in her moves that Britney will admit, like Janet was the blueprint.
Totally.
You know?
I had If on Kasingle because I only bought Kasingles. Only for don't
get me started.
You don't know how many times I rewind. Do you know how hard it is to rewind that shit on cassette?
Oh, it's tough.
All the time. I loved it. I lived
so
for
good.
that moment.
Such a good song.
Okay.
Don't.
So good.
And the breakdown. Okay, let's not. Okay, so we're almost done. We're in the home stretch of this very mediocre episode.
It is.
They've skydived. Brendan and Kelly have skydived.
They live.
Brandon takes her out. They go for a drive, Melissa and him. She tries to stay out later. Then, he's like, don't you have to be home? And she's like, no, let's just hang.
Let's be wild.
She's being like irresponsible. And then he drops her off later. She comes over to his house with Joey in like a bassinet and is like, my parents are mad at me. And Brandon's just like, I'm a 17-year-old. Like, Brandon can't get a break, but he's ready to step up.
This is what I don't understand.
Yeah, he goes.
Why is he so invested?
He goes from hating the baby to stepping up, and he hasn't even slept with this woman yet.
But he's full stepdad energy. Like, what the fuck is that?
It's very interesting, the turn.
But there's people like that out there.
Oh, there is.
I have a friend, and the only women he ever dated were women he thought he could like help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not women. Well, maybe he fell in love with them, but it was always like someone who needed help.
Oh, the people who like to save other people.
That part.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, people do. That's a thing.
And it's very, very Brandon Walsh.
The thing with Melissa is she's like, I'd like to be a teenager for once and not a damn baby machine. Which I'm like, it's not like you're popping them out left and right.
You had one.
Like,
bitch.
you had one. Calm down.
If you'd waited 10 more years, you would have been a hit on MTV.
Exactly. So Brenda comes in. She confesses she went skydiving. Jim and Cindy are like, what? And then they're like, whatever. They do not care.
They are carefree. I don't understand this. A baby is in the house.
Yeah. And a baby's in the house.
A fucking baby is in their house.
Well, and then Melissa has this like meltdown and goes into the living room, and Cindy comes in and she's like,
mom to mom.
Mom to mom. Only a mom. Only a fellow mom. And she's like, what do you want, Melissa? Yeah. And then it's like, then we go to the school the next day and it's like, do. Like, we know it's about to resolve real quick.
That music is so good.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like, oh, things are okay. We've resolved all the issues.
That's called a reprise.
Yes.
That's called the reprise.
Okay, yeah, the reprise is hitting.
It's the exit music, yes.
Yep. And Brandon goes to find Melissa at their tree.
It's my favorite tree.
No, it's my favorite tree.
So gross.
Shut up.
I hate his flirt. Go flirt with your sister.
Exactly. I'd rather him flirt with Dylan or Brenda.
It honestly is.
Mostly Dylan and then Brenda.
They would make
couple. Such a hot couple.
It's very Sean Cody, if there's any gay porn star fans out there. But like, it's a little too clean.
Yeah.
And they look a little too much alike.
Oh, so hot.
But in real life, that would have been a really cute couple.
So cute. Oh, I would have been best friends with them.
Matching sideburns.
Yes.
Cute.
So cute. So Brandon asks her out. She's like, I worked out a half-time schedule, so basically she can like come to school for half the day and then leave.
She gave Seltzer custody rights.
Yeah, she did.
So she can get her dick wet.
Exactly. So then Brandon's like, can you go out? And she's like, no. And he's like, what about this day? And she's like, no, I think I should spend some time with Joey. She went from wanting to give him up to like, now I'm going to bond with him.
Like, this is motherhood. This woman has made a lot of bad decisions. And I'm not saying getting pregnant. Like, that's not putting that on that girl. But she doesn't know what she wants in this life.
She doesn't. And she feels pressure to go to Harvard because her mom went there. But the mom can't be bothered to even help be there for her when she's at Harvard.
Is she at Harvard now? Is that why she's never home? Because she's at Harvard. Maybe she wants to go to Harvard because that's where her parents are.
They are
she's
there
like,
currently.
if I could just get to Harvard, my parents will take care of the baby.
It's so crazy. I don't know what's going on with her home life, but it's not good. But you know what? She's going to figure it out. She might take 6 more months to finish school, but
it's so boring.
So boring.
They needed to layer her problems. Like, she needed a drug habit, or she needed, like, her side hustle was like she's a sex worker.
Yes.
Or, there needed to be something else other than just being plagued with baby.
Yes.
That's not enough.
Well, and then she's just like, I'll see you around, and they kiss, and we're never going to see her again.
No.
Like,
I mean, well, I want to know what happens to, like, one of my friends is the baby in terms of endearment. Oh. Which I think is one of the greatest life creds ever. Like, I've met her too. I met her.
Wow.
Yes. And I didn't know it until afterwards. They were like, you know that blonde lady, man? She was like, she's the baby in terms of endearment.
Oh my God.
So I feel like that one is like, you're the baby in season 1 of 90210.
Yes.
It's one of those, like, what happened to that
Joey,
kid?
the shitty baby.
Where is Joey Shitty Baby?
What would you give this?
Man, 1 mega burger.
I'm going to give it 1 as well. I really didn't like it. I didn't like it. It felt like a chore to watch.
It was especially because the last episode was like
so good.
And it was excellent television.
Yes.
That a heavy-handed episode like parenthood, teen pregnancy, all that kind of stuff. They missed the I don't know. It was like a bad script.
Yeah.
And bad acting on top of it all.
Yeah, it was just kind of cheesy. Look, they have 45 episodes per season? Yes. So some are going to be filler. No, this one has 22, but the next season I think it's like 28.
I hate to be so boring, but I will always say that I Love Lucy is a Did you ever watch that show?
I did a little, but not like
it?
regularly.
If you nerd out, get high and watch it. I'm fascinated with it. It is fascinating to me for lots of reasons. But one of them is that they had 2 writers. There were really 3 was a head writer, but 2 people cranked out that show.
The woman and the
man and a woman,
yeah.
Malin Pugh Davis and Bob Carroll Jr. And there was another guy who was their boss. But their first season has like 35 episodes.
And they're all good.
And no, but it's like the second year of television at all.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like 2 people are writing 30 fucking
That's
episodes.
crazy.
And that lasted, right?
Right.
But it's just fascinating. I'm sure there were, how many writers do you think were in the room for 90210? I would love to know.
Probably like at least 6.
It's like an Aaron Spelling show.
Yeah.
It's
it was a big deal.
He knew how to make television.
And they spent a lot of money on shit back then.
I would love to know who was writing.
We'll take a look.
Yeah, what they look like.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
1 burger.
Oh, I do want to just mention, I forgot to in the last episode, Brandon did have a very good monologue with Dylan when Dylan comes to talk to him and he takes him to the AA meeting.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm just trying to kick back and everyone has a problem with it.
It's weird. It's like he's been drinking for years.
Yes.
And all, it's like people can't handle it.
Yeah. That's how bad this episode was as I'm going back to
the
talk to the last one.
Totally worth a skip. There wasn't much, especially after it was like the first. I mean, even the skydiving stuff was like just literally look up Dawn's IMDb.
Yeah, we need to find Dawn.
That'll be a better episode.
I agree.
Than this.
Dawn's IMDb.
Seriously, what was the actor's name? Did we pick it?
I didn't.
We find it. Okay, we'll find out more.
He wasn't great.
But who needs him to be great?
He's tall and hot. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. What did you think of this one? Did you give it more than 1 mega burger? Let us know.
I take it back. I'll give it 2 for Joe Itada's 1 scene.
Okay, great.
That bumped it up a burger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bump it up. Just because I give like 100 sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be steady.
You guys, this has been fun. We'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. Bye.
Bye.
Glitter and garbage.